All right, one of my favorite guys is Owen Ostroski. His father and I are really good friends. I love Owen. I love that entire family. I think he's awesome, and this is the third time now that I've had a chance to catch up with him at a media day. And the thing that I got into with Owen today is fighting through adversity and injuries. There was a point last year with the amount of hand injuries that he was going through. I could just tell that he was frustrated at times. And we've always been really cool with each other. And there were moments where I wanted to give him a little bit more space on the sidelines and not try to approach him because I knew the level of frustration that he was going through uh, because of the physical injuries that he was having and some of the pain that he was in. And you'll hear here in just a second, like Owen is describing a couple of the injuries that he had and the multiple procedures that he had to have after the season was over. But we had a nice little chuckle here in a moment about maybe one of the more disgusting moments from the season when I saw his pinky in a place that it actually shouldn't be on the side of his hand. So here's that conversation from earlier today with Owen Ostroski.
Second quarter, I partially tear the growth plate or the rotator cuff in my shoulder, and so get through the game. Try to get through the game. I mean, it got pretty bad second half. Just after sitting there doing nothing during halftime, everything come out. It's rough, and then get through that game and frustrated, but feel like knowing that that's probably I was like, we'll just probably get a cortisone shot or something to be able to play, and then get an MRI that Monday, and then we're at practice Monday night, and Dr. Boone comes out and tells me that I'll have to be out for 4 weeks, and that just like, because the season had started, so I felt like things were going super well for me, it was had a lot of momentum, and then that just kind of like tanks it, and it's just like, what am I gonna do? Yeah. Just really frustrated. Thankfully, I had to go get a PRP injection in my shoulder. That helped heal it faster, and then missed the next 2 games, and then came back after the bye week. So I was able to come back a little quicker, and then got through, and then got through okay with it. Had some issues, but not super bad. And then the North Texas game, second play of the game, I fractured my thumb off the base of my hand. Thought I just jammed it really bad because that same thumb, I tore a ligament in the joint capsule in it the first game of the season, and was just kind of playing with that already. So I just thought I'd just jam that, and then played 5 more snaps, and then realized it was bad, and then they go in the medical tent, and Dr. Boone just presses on it. This whole thumb kind of shifts around, and then he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to get that fixed."
So if I'm not mistaken, I think when you put your hand down, didn't your thumb like slip into a position that was a little disgusting?
No,
if we're just being honest.
That was in the Charlotte game. That was my pinky on my other hand.
That was the pinky.
Okay. I put my hand in the ground, and then the ligament in my pinky popped.
You came off to the sidelines, and I'm not gonna lie, it was gross.
Oh, it was. I mean, my pinky was straight sideways. At the knuckle, it was, and then. No, so then, yeah, that was gross.
Okay.
And then that wasn't fun to play with. That definitely didn't feel great.
Yeah.
But then the thumb was on my left hand, the pinky's on my right hand. So when they after I fractured my thumb, they're like, since we already have to fix the thumb, we'll fix the pinky the same day. And so the week of Thanksgiving, I have my whole left hand is just like clubbed from the thumb surgery, and then I only had 2 fingers available on my right hand from the pinky surgery, so I had 3 fingers for Thanksgiving that last year. So that was something.
So where are you at now health-wise? You had all that fixed. Now there's going to be some of that stuff eventually you're going to deal with probably forever, right?
Probably.
So a lot of that will get fused after you're done playing. But health-wise, you good coming into 24?
Health-wise, I'm good. I had to get a second surgery on the thumb in the spring, and so didn't do any hitting during spring ball, which honestly was probably a blessing because it gave me an extra time to get my body back and health back. So like coming into camp, we're 3 days in, and this is the best I've ever felt physically since I've been here, just because I haven't I've gotten so much time to rest and not take a beating. So I feel really good, and I'm excited for the season to start.
So I've heard
heard Coach Wilson say this, and maybe a few other people. Is there a different vibe, like this year?
There is.
Like compared to last year.
Absolutely. You go on the field, there's a lot of excitement, a lot of energy, a lot of juice. As they like to say, But the big thing that I've kind of noticed is the team really loves to be around each other. We'll go to lunch after practice, and there'll be big tables of everybody together. We're sitting there having a great time, and it's not just people finishing their meals and getting up and going, eating as fast as they can and leaving. It's we'll sit there and really kind of just hang out and talk and everything. And so the team really likes to be around each other. There's a lot of excitement. Everybody's really itching to get the season underway. So that's what I'm really excited for.
Feels like that you guys in certain spots. Now you're young in some spots, clearly, but it was like from a depth perspective, I think you guys are in a much better spot than what you have been.
Yeah, that's what the coaches have been saying a lot, and I agree. We have there's a lot of positions that have a lot of guys that can go out there on game days and be able to help win games and everything. We have a lot of D linemen this year. The linebacker depth is good. The safeties, we've got a ton of safeties. Corners, especially a lot of veteran guys at corner. And then on the offensive side, a lot. The quarterbacks, we have three guys that are all equally there trying to get that spot, and then running backs and everything. So a lot of depth. There's going to be a lot of guys playing each game, so that'll be exciting to see how that all turns out.
What'd you do this summer? Did I hear you took a trip?
Nah. I went to the lake.
You went to the lake
every weekend. Went to the lake. I learned how to wake surf without the rope finally. So that's kind of fun. Fun sight to see. But I didn't go on any super fun trips. Just went to the lake as much as possible.
I do have to ask about maybe a Buffalo trip or two that you've made. Okay. So, are you a layers guy? Like when you go up there, because it looks like it's been freaking cold when you've gone up there.
This past year, it wasn't that bad. It was in the 30s somehow.
Okay.
But because we went, we go up after the season's done, so it's the week of Christmas when we've gone up. This past year, it wasn't that bad for some reason. It snowed and stuff, but especially the day of the game, it wasn't bad at all. I was wearing the sweat. I had the insulated Carhartt coveralls and then a Bill's sweatshirt with a bunch of layers on under it. 2 years ago, though, it was wind chill. It felt like 9 degrees in the stadium. It snowed 14 inches on us. We had to dig 14 inches of snow out of the seats, and then in the fourth quarter, it started coming down again. Yeah, that one was pretty cool.
That's all. I just didn't know if you were Kelseying it up out there with a shirt off.
There's a pretty the first 2 years ago when we went on the field. We got to go down on the field after the game, and the Bills had just clinched the AFC East against the Dolphins, so it's kind of a big deal. We went on the field, and then there's some funny pictures of me out there with no shirt on, with the coveralls on.
That's awesome, man. Well, dude, I'm glad you're in good health.
I appreciate you.
Everyone is super excited to see what you guys can do again this year.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, man.